What's going on, Shady people? ShadyPenguinn here, welcoming you to the very first episode of the Stanley Parable with ShadyPenguinn. Before we get started, if you're hype, please go ahead and show some shady love to that like button. It's right below this video, and your support means absolutely so much as we continue our Shady Steams series. This is our second game in the Shady Steams series, and it's going to be the Stanley Parable. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know much of anything about this game, but a lot of people have been telling me to play it. Nate wants the battle. A lot of you guys have been telling me to play it, so I figure let's play it. I really don't know how long it is. I know that it does end, so that's good. I like when games end, actually. I kind of do like that. So this is the starting screen. All I did was change the visual options because it wasn't in widescreen. It was in Windows Basic, so I just went to options and then changed the video and changed it to widescreen, all that stuff, whatever. But I don't really know much else. Keyboard and mouse. Okay. I really don't know what kind of game this is. I remember saying there's like a narrator or something of that sort. I'm not really sure, but we're going to jump into this together. If you know what this game is about, then you're lucky because you know more than me. All I notice is that this is a screen, and then there's another screen, and a screen inside is like some trippy, straight up Matrix type stuff, and we're gonna begin the game. Now, I don't know if this game is vulgar at all. Just so you guys know, for all LPs, if I ever play a game that ends up having like swear words in it, curses even, I'm gonna bleep them out on my end. You guys know that I keep my channel clean, and that's just what we're gonna do. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry, but it's just gonna be like a beep, like, you know, like
this is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
So it's lost.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I like this guy's voice. It's nice. I had to move my window up though a little bit.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so it's WASD. I just have to move the window really quick. I'm sorry if the sound goes away. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. So I'm just seeing if I can interact with the area at all using just regular trigger keys. E. Clicking. Nothing. So he said I got out of my desk. Look, there's a message. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let me just make sure really quick. Is there a... I just want to see if there's any control. No, okay, there's no controls. Okay, so it's just mouse. It's just mouse. Okay. So head to the meeting room. Head to the meeting room, says the man with the voice. This doesn't look like it. I just turned the computer off. I'm pretty positive I did that. This music is nice. Can we look in these?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
That is what I'm doing, though. I touched everything. Hold on. Look, computer. Username, access. I just turned that computer off, too. I'm wondering if these little nuances will... This is locked. I want to go over there. I don't know where the meeting room is anyway, so what's the difference? What's the difference? This is really crazy. Those doors are locked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I entered. Okay, so this guy's clearly telling me a story about me. He wants me to go on the left. Are we already gonna start doing the opposite? Yeah, we're gonna do the opposite.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Hold on. I should put subtitles on.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
How come the subtitles didn't come up? Maybe because he was already in the middle of speaking. Alright, I just want to make sure that the subtitles are on. Okay, I'm just checking everything. So apparently I'm heading to the lounge of lounging to see...
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
What if I sit down? Can I sit? What if I sit? It's not doing anything. They're papers? Can I look at these?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, but there's...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Stanley's a Oh, wait, I'm Stanley. Never mind. Alright, so I guess we're trying to figure out where all the employees went. I'm some paper-pushing punk. And we got like a construction zone going on. I need a key card. I need a key card. Let's find a key card. Let's do it. Oh, is this gonna go down?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Wait, what?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Alright, so apparently I'm obsessed with work. Why'd the door just close? Oh, I closed it. Oh, open, close, yeah. Alright, so apparently there's a girl in my life. And she's out of my life because of work. This is a really cool story.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm picking it up.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
What?
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Wait, I'm so
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm not pressing T. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. This guy's being really rude to me. I'm pushing every other button besides T. I have to hit T, don't I? Shoot!
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
What just happened?
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press G to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press E to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press 3 to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press Z to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I'm not pushing this button now. This is really crazy. I pushed that last one because I thought that, like, I just don't like the narrator. You just feel like he's a jerk. But I think I have to push the button.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay, so basically, what? All right, okay, so The narrator is telling a story, and we can choose to follow what he says or not. He says he's trying to help us, but is he? I don't know. All I know is at that point I disobeyed him a bunch of times, and he convinced me I had a loving wife, and I didn't. So we're gonna try this again. And I don't know how many. I really don't know how many alternate endings. I'm guessing that was the end of the game, and now there's something else. But if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like rating. I actually really enjoyed that. So I really hope you did, and you'll come back for the second episode. I know it started off a little slow, so I hope you guys made it through, because that was really cool. That was really, really cool. I'm really excited to play again. I'm going to play again right now, but before I do, I love you guys so much. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Have yourselves a good day, but above all else, keep it shady. But I think I'm going to go with that because it also has the immunity of fighting. It has the immunity to fighting, which is awesome for Jaws IRL. It's a crit! Alright, so judging by that crit, I think there's a good chance it's going to switch.